welcome back to, I think it's the fourth round of Cone now. This fourth round this week. Is it,
It is the fourth round, yeah.
I've mucked up the title, I haven't changed the round. I just changed the name of the track. But yeah, we're here for the fourth round today, we're in Monza, for tier 3. Going into it, we're not guaranteed to have a different race winner this week, as we did have Indian Jesus win last week out in Brazil, and he is racing today. So he can definitely win again today, but it's guaranteed that not Buzzer or Gioshin will be winning the race today because they're out. Gioshin's been moved up, and Buzzer is out in Ibiza, living his best life, sending me stupid pictures at stupid o'clock every night. Looks dry so far for quali, which is looking really good. Don't know what it's going to be for the race, but I'm here with Ben as well, returning after his nice little trip to New York. How was it, by the way?
It was lovely, mate. Thank you very much, and happy to be back.
I went to New York when I was a bit younger, 2010, for Christmas, and it was wicked.
It's a great place. A lot of guns, though, so there's that downside as well, really.
Yeah, but they did serve donuts at breakfast at the hotel I stayed in, so I kind of looked past that.
That does offset.
That's just so American, though, isn't it? Honest to God, they're like sugaring donuts at bloody breakfast. Who does that?
Right.
I just want some bloody stale Cocoa Pops out with one of them dispensers with some half-cold milk.
I mean, everyone's flocking Dunkin' Donuts at breakfast, whether it be for coffee or the actual donuts. But I mean, I've seen all sorts there. It's a very different lifestyle.
It is indeed. Every night in Sots, of course. Right, let's get the track map up. So we're out with the first out by luck, actually, with formerly known as Underboss Polish man.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Williams livery.
Very vibrant, at least compared to other years. Love the light blue.
Yeah.
Coming down the I don't know what this straight's called actually. I can't remember.
This straight?
Yeah.
I have no clue. He's going into Ascari now. Ascari is a really fun corner for me. Parabolica is probably one of my most troublesome ones. It's very easy to run wide. We'll see how he does going into his starting his lap. We'll stay on board with him. We'll get on cinematic camera, and we'll get all the UI off for the first lap. Chucking a DRS on just after he crosses the line. Very harsh braking into turn 1. Many people will be braking at different points. You can be quite conservative just to make sure you hit the apex nicely, or going in deep to try and get as much as you can, but he hits the apex is pretty nice. Not touching the exit curve, which you can either do or you don't have to, but he gets a nice grip out of it nevertheless. Coming around Curva Grande, nice and tight to the curb, swings out a bit, still swinging out a bit as he comes back onto the racing line now to come into the second chicane pretty smoothly again, just clipping the exit curve, nothing to worry about there. A lot of times you can cut the gravel. Two of the hardest corners for Mila Lesmos, very easy done to see, but the first one he does very well. Coming around for the second one, seems to exit pretty nicely, not touching that exit curve because we know that one can be very dangerous on this current generation of the game. Coming into Ascari now.
That's the 7 qualifying ban.
Yep, his apex pretty nicely, doesn't cut as much, but he gets a horrible exit out of the second portion of the chicane. Having to really scrub off some speed there on his first run. Coming round Parabolica, sorry, I was going to say Aquamirare, but that is similar. Goes quite wide, doesn't pull into the inside, which you really want to do to cut away those few hundredths. And he comes across the line, let's get the deltas up, and he goes for a 120.4. That's a very honourable first lap of the session, I think, for tier 3.
Yeah, it was a very good lap. Although he did have a few problems, felt like he could have taken turns 4 and 5 a little bit more confidently. But I mean, otherwise, it looked pretty strong from Underboss. Just getting to grips with the traffic rules as all the other times are flooding in. Underboss still reigns supreme. Leading Jesus last week's race winner with a 0.6, about 2.5 tenths behind his closest competitor. And I just saw, I think, believe it was Riordan, our tier admin, who had a little spin. There was a yellow flag coming in between the second chicane and the Lesmos, so I think he might have had a bit of bother there, but I think he's going on his lap now, so all is good, and Leslie is the only car out of the session due to his qualifying ban.
IT Connects
Wow.
jumps up 3 tenths for his first lap of the session, very good. We did hop on board with him as we saw the AlphaTauri letting him through, going into Parabolica, and it was done well because he's made the most out of the lap, and he goes 3/10 clear at the moment. Any more people coming around? We've got Victor Mean coming around for his first lap. We've got yellow flags for slowing cars behind him. Nothing to worry about for himself though. Comes across the line, P16 up to P6 at a 121 flat, close to a 0.1, but just sneaks under.
Got Zenon coming through on a lap for us scoring now. He's although he's low on both fuel and ERS, he's about a 10th up coming into the final sector there. So he's still got time to find this lap clearly, but I'm worried that his the lack of ERS might damage him down the straight, as of course the last sector here.
Has he done a double run?
He's done a double run, yeah. And he's going to the pit. That hasn't paid off, I don't think.
Good doing so there. Oh, got Wild Dog with a spin. He's driving backwards while someone's on their lap.
He's ghosted, so there's too many problems. Not ideal. He's got a string of cars behind him as well.
Yeah.
Closest being the McLaren of Connect, who's on his he's on his own lap. I think everyone behind Wild Dog is on their own lap. But we have Chugs. Comes to the second sector now. I'll let you take over that, Josh.
Chugs, yeah. Where is he? Let's go up to the McLaren as he comes around to the last corner. Yeah, Wild Dog. I believe it's his first race this season, apart from the pre-season race in Austria, because he was serving game bans and serving he was away on whatever he was doing socially. So nice to have him back now, especially in a Williams car. P11 Chug spams with a 122.2. Draper now on a lap also, coming around the second Lesmo, takes the apex pretty nice, uses all of the exit curb, doesn't get the car swinging to the right of the barrier, which is always good. Oh, his teammate I think was smacked into a wall there, just ahead, but he got taken away from the scene pretty quickly. Not so. Oh, and there goes.
Oh wow, he's all the way around.
There goes Draper.
His car's somehow in one piece. It's lucky that he rear-ended the barrier there rather than the other way around, because I fear at that pace the tyre had come flying off that Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, gravel traps seem to help a bit there. It's easily done in that corner, to be fair. It's quite aggravating to the tyres when you're swinging it back round to the right. You do get the straight beforehand to cool them down a bit, but as soon as you swing it into the left, put all that load onto the left-hand tyre, the rears just love to kick out.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of oversteer can hit you very dramatically at that corner.
Dango's on that now.
Fandango, perfect. I'll take you through this one as he comes into 4 and 5. Doesn't hit any of that inside curb at the first apex, but still takes it very nicely. Gets a bit on the grass there actually, but he swings it quite nicely into the first Lesmo, braking just after the 50-meter board, take it in 5th gear. Nice, consistent throttle application, but he does get a bit squirmy on the exit. Exit seeming quite tricky for Fandango on oversteer, and he's at a 53.9 with the 4th gear for Ascari. Sweeps through quite nicely, but not the most speed I've ever seen taken through that corner. But he's got the job done. He has got really bad Wild Dog weaving in front of him. He comes into Parabolica now, just brakes just before the 50-meter board. Again down to 4th, Fandango utilising quite low gears as he's coming up to the line now. And the veteran Brit sets a 121.1, about a second off the pace, but a decent bank from Fandango.
Yeah, not too bad there from P8. I was just sorting some things out and checking the audio while you were going through it. Is that an Alpine just coming through for a lap now? Is that Digweed? Just finished one, I think. Actually, no, his battery's full, so I think he's starting one.
No, he wasn't Wild Dog letting Fandango through. It was Digweed. My bad, they're quite easy to get confused with these two. Jerry retires at Ascari, so yeah.
Same place.
And Deluxe retires in the pits to leave 7 qualifying down.
Big snap from Digweed there coming out the second chicane. Very controversial corner at the moment with it being the face of some leagues shutting down on the PC side, in the whole F1 scene really, with issues with the game, which we're all accustomed to be fair, but I think we'll be okay for today. Hopefully Jay Hartnett coming around now. Is this to start it up? No, I think this is to finish one. He comes across the line to a 121.165, keeping him in P8 for now. We've got Mazzles, who is up on his time. 2 attempts, nice apex into the first portion of Scary. Doesn't be aggressive on the mid apex of the chicane. Comes out pretty cleanly. Just going to swing it now into Parabolica and hope that he can keep it tight. Quite conservative on the throttle there, keeps it in 5th. Comes across a nice tight line, better than some of the drivers we've seen before, and it warrants reward as he goes to P5. Is that Digweed doing another lap?
I connect just across the line, and he's gone 300 faster than in GTs. So these two seem to be sparring out. Of course, with these having set their second lap, so very close to each other. Polish man behind in third, 5 tenths off, but of course that was his first lap of the entire session. And yeah, we've had a crash from Wildorf, I believe, coming out of the exit of the second Lesmo. I imagine he probably lost the rear there, as it's very easy to do.
And Draper coming across into the second chicane, trying to set his first lap of the session. There was that moment in Ascari which led him to having to back out his lap, of course. It was with Schmack in his rear tyres. Gets a bit of a swing on that apex into the start of the second chicane. Comes around the Lesmo, really wide, really untidy, I have to say. Coming to the second one, can he improve and pull back a bit of time? Apex is pretty nice, he goes a little bit too wide, forcing himself to correct the car, going onto the straight, losing that little bit of time that you'd never want to. Going into Ascari now, getting past traffic. Apex is really deep and he goes wide, doesn't invalidate, but I don't think he really gained any time taking that line, so not too much to worry there. I think he'll be fine with all the traffic ahead, not going to be close enough to be any type of hindrance for the Alfa Romeo man. Coming across through Parabolica now, across the line, nice and tight to the white line next to the pit entry, and goes for a 121.6. Nothing to scream and shout about, but he's got plenty of time to improve. Polish man coming across the line now to start his lap. We'll sit on board with him, see if he can improve from his first banker. Got yellow flags for a Ferrari moving slow through the second sector, but nothing to worry about, and he's quite clear of any traffic behind or ahead. Nice apex there, quite an awkward line into the first apex, but he still handles the car well, doesn't really get any scrubbing from the tyres or wheel spin. Come around, takes a tighter line here, which is nice to see than his first lap. Braking down just before the 100 for me. Gets it, nice little apex there, swings it around, doesn't take any of the exit curve, nice and tight onto the tarmac. Comes across the first lap, one really nice, really neat. Come through the second one, once again neat as well, but he's not extended as much as he could do. Definitely some speed to gain by getting that throttle down earlier and sacrificing a bit of control of the car to push up a little bit harder. Not too bad around Ascari, takes a nice apex, doesn't take any of the inside curve there, but comes around and it's pretty tight. I didn't check the deltas there, not too sure if he's up or down.
About 3.5 tenths up, so it's looking good, and that Ascari is also pretty neat. He comes into Parabolica, carries some decent speed through there, and again defeats all the exit, so he's sacrificing a bit of time just to keep it valid, but he goes third, just off the top two, so these three shooting it out. Sky also went fourth, I believe, with a 20.1 of the second lap.
Leon coming around, and that is, I thought it was going to be the tightest I've seen someone take it, but the lap is not up to his standards, so he pulls into the pits. Fandango just going purple apparently in the second sector, but I mean, there's probably hundreds of thousands of people who have gone purple in the second sector on this game, with that glitch being years old. Comes around Parabolica, swings it out, just getting on that little bit of green exit, swings it nicely to the inside, comes across the line for a 120.2, pumping himself up into P5. Lovely stuff. I think everyone now is in the pit phase, getting ready for the last runs. So yeah, I think Polish man is just coming in for his lap now. Have we got some people leaving? Is that the Aston Martins? It is.
Yeah, the two Aston Martins are leaving. Maybe looking quite
Tronda's buddy, he's done something that I've done many a times, skipping over that first apex because you've just completely bottled the turn one coming out the pits with the cold tyres.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very easy to do. But yeah, these two might be going for a little tow routine, do you reckon? Just see how much fuel they've got in their car. Yeah, Tronda's has got 5 laps of fuel in his car, whereas Ash has 3.3, but I don't know, I assume it should be the other way around then. But if they're going to look for a tow. But maybe Trundles has just inadvertently left a bit too much fuel in his car, I don't know.
Not too sure. Yeah, we can see that if the stream is up to decent quality, you can see fuel loads in the top right hand of the MFD on the steering wheel of the drivers. It'd be hard squint to see, but you can if you really want to. Just these guys now coming out the pits. A lot of them leaving it very late. Me and myself, I liked. Yeah. Ooh, what's happened?
Ash is letting him go, so they are going for a little tow here. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
I don't think they are, because Ash has let through.
No, they're not, because Trundles is pushed. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird time to leave and let him through, but maybe Trundles is doing his lap now. Is Ash going on another lap?
He's got traffic here. Is he going to get past and clear this before it becomes an issue? He does, but it's not a nice sight to have drivers that near you going into such a tricky chicane. Yeah, not too sure with the fuel loads there. I think that might have just been a mistake, or he thinks he can get two runs out of tyres with a cool down. But I don't think that will be any beneficial to the pace and to your final lap time. Just everyone getting out now. Let's get on board with the Aston Martin, as they are on a lap. Well, I'm still waiting for other people to get out. For the first Lasmo for Trundles. Not looking too bad. We'll see at the end of this sector his sector split, just to see if he's up or down. He's 3/10 up, which is nice to see. That will check him a few positions potentially into the top 10 if he can gain a little bit more into Ascari and Parabolica. Let's see how he does in the Racing Green Aston Martin. His teammate just behind, which we will switch to as soon as we get across the line. Comes around, takes a very wide exit. It's going to lose him a little bit of time, and he jumps up into P7. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at Ash there, and Ash also jumps up and just leapfrogs his teammate after staying behind, and he does have less fuel, so it doesn't really surprise me too much. But what is Trundles going to do with that extra fuel? Is he going to... Well, he's not going for another lap now. He can get around and do another if he pushes a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. Chug Spam's coming into turn 1 now for his lap also. P11 at the moment with a 0.9.
There's this guy going through sector 1 here as Jay Hartnell will try to finish the session, and I believe that was in the pits. Yeah, was about 400 up going into the second sector. On the exit very nicely for the second Lesmo. Let's see if he struggles with wheel split. No, it's very nice actually, very nice on the sector from Roger's guy, so now he could be looking to propel himself towards the front row, or maybe even onto pole position right now. Let's just see the split. And he's only lost time actually, so he must have had a very good middle sector before. Like all of that inside curve at Ascari, but then misses the turn and a little bit for that second apex, runs slightly wide, and it's been quite
stay wide there.
Yeah, and well, I don't know, that could get him in trouble if he does actually finish this lap.
Yeah, that.
We'll see the timings.
That was definitely an attempt to not invalidate the lap, as he was equal to time, so I think he's going to pit. Yeah, he does. Good choice.
Good boy. Iconex is a 10.5 down on his 9, so... Oh, and he's locked up and put it in the wall and lost his tyre.
Oh, wow.
That leaves the door open very much for Indian Jesus, who's coming down.
See the carnage.
Yeah, it was very weird actually, that crash. He locked his tyre, which I saw him do on his fastest lap as well, so it didn't potentially be too much of a problem. And then he sort of lost a bit of stability on that curve, and went through the gravel. And once you're in that gravel at any sort of speed, it's very hard to...
Another one off. So Zenin? Yeah, Zenin. Well, don't know if Zenin's in a wall or he's just letting people through, but don't know if some of the drivers do know, but the track is wider than, 3 cars. You don't have to go on the grass to let someone through.
Indeed, Jesus, he's up by 3,000. Oh, he's just invalidated. So this leaves the door open for Polish Man. That was very close from Indeed, Jesus. Polish Man is 4,000 down, but he does have a Mercedes very close to him of Leon, who's also going on a lap, so hopefully that doesn't distract him. Polish Man now is 400s up. Could he take a pole position here? He's done quite well at Ascari, though he did seem to leave the rear a little bit on that inside curb. Pushing as hard as he can now down to the line. Hopefully this traffic can get in the way. If he comes through Parabolica, hopefully no dirty air for him. Turns in very early, gets all of that apex, and he looks like he's taken that very well. Nicely down on the throttle. He's going to try and get a bit of tow from Leon actually, and this could propel him towards pole position and cross the line. No, it isn't. It hasn't. He's actually lost time in that final sector, so it looks like I connect as everyone is across the line. It has finished this
Bit
in
curious
pole.
there why the Leon was derating the whole way down the straight, so I'm not sure if he was on a lap or if he was. I don't know. I'm not too sure what he was doing, staying ahead of the Williams there. Maybe he had the right as he was. Maybe he was on a lap, but I think at that point, if you're derating, you just gotta cut your losses and not try and impede anyone else. Because I'm sure that wasn't very nice going through Parabolica. I know Dirt Year is quite a misconception between some people, but it can affect the car quite badly, especially in prolonged fast corners. But he done well to stick it into P3 as well, just a couple hundredths behind the pole lot. So it should be interesting at the front going into a race. I think we'll be okay. We'll have an entertaining race. Hopefully it's not wet. We haven't seen any verdicts from the drivers about what the weather radar's going to be.
Josh, have you seen your bio for the YouTube?
Yeah, I put a.
I don't disagree. I won't repeat it on stream for monetizational purposes.
I was wondering if someone was gonna clock that. I never put a description or tags in, so I thought, you know what, I was a bit bored waiting for the lobby to start, so I'll just shut that in. But there's your results. We're getting past the point here. IT Connects takes pole, Indian Jesus P2, Polish Man P3 to round out the podium. Provisional positions: Rosa, Dango, AJ, and Digweed just behind, and then the rest all following below. Not too bad. Couple of good laps there.
Yeah, it was a bit of an anticlimax at the end because the fastest 3 laps were all middle of the session. But I think was anyone saying something about rain in the tier 3 chat? So I mean, I think they might have been a bit worried about rain coming, but it didn't look like there was anything else.
Dry. Okay. So if there is rain, it's going to be very fun because it'll be interchanging.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've seen with this game, the interchangeable weather, like last game, it was a constant. Like you understood when you could change. You knew it was like 1 or 2 laps after or whatever. It was always the same. But on this game, it can even get really wet in half a lap, or it can take ages. It's quite more dynamic this year compared to last generations of the game.
We'll have to wait and see. Of course, Monza's not a track where rain is unheard of. Produced some pretty big results, especially with Sebastian Vettel's winning the Toro Rosso about 2008, I believe it was. Is maybe the most notable wet weather race there to date.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Monza in the wet in the real life season for quite a while. We do see it a lot in league racing, as you said, though. So maybe we'll have some interchangeable weather later on. But at the moment, while everyone's setting up their cars, we'll just take a quick look at the pit lane and all the rich lot who pay for the paddock pass. And I don't think we'll be too long until we get undergoing. We will have formation lap in Cone. So there's chances of the audio glitch because of that, but I think hopefully we'll be okay. I did have it here, not yesterday, the day before, which was absolute hell. Co-masters need to sort game out, but you know.
Well, that's something they've needed to do consistently in various different iterations for however long. So you say Codemasters, did EA program this one or
no? EA license holders, not manufacturers. I don't believe. EA, I think that's the biggest misconception. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but EA is the holder of the license of the F1 game franchise.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have helped with glitches. Obviously, they'll have more funding, but I think EA will have a lot of things that they want Codemasters to churn out, similar to how we had the breaking point last season. Last year, I'm sure that would have been something on EA's roster, EA's checklist to have in a game, since they do all that in all their other game series. But yeah, sim and crossplay, maybe that's why that has been pushed out when it is completely broken. But I think we're all good now. Everyone's just getting to grips. Let's have a look at the tyres, get that, because they're usually quite slack on. Wow. A lot of mediums.
Split, a lot of mediums. Top 9 all on mediums. Then we have a little string below P10 to 13 on the hards. But yeah, so top 9 all going all that medium. The medium starting tyre. Is the strategy here medium hards? Not too.
Hard medium. Hard medium, medium hard. Yeah.
Hard medium or medium hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand why people have got mediums. There's definitely a high chance of an early safety car in such a track with such an awkward first corner. I mean, I literally had a race here 2 days ago where there was a safety car deployed before I'd even exited turn 2. So
Yeah,
I can understand the reasoning, but I think it would be nice to keep them as a Alfa Romeo with Victor Mean taking a trip to the grass there. It would be nice to keep them medium fresh. You only get one set, and when a safety car or any factor comes along later in the race, if you're in a predicament where it's too short to go on hards and it's a bit too long for soft, the mediums are always the perfect balance. Hence why they're the middle compound. So I think we'll see hard runners, we'll see medium runners thriving at the start, but I think we might see hard runners coming to fruition longer in the race, as per usual, really. Tyres also really hard to heat around here. There's not many braking zones, so you can't really get the car stopped and just burn out the rears. So a lot of people will be doing burnouts, I expect, onto the front. What is this pace? Whoever's holding this up needs to cap, like...
Iconex is very... Yeah, he's holding up a lot.
What's going on here? Like, push, mate. Come on.
Everyone's bunched up. I don't think it's anyone other than Iconex. Yeah, it's coming up now. Maybe Iconex has warm tyres and wants to cool everyone else's down. But on his wheel it says he's got sub 80 degrees, so...
Yeah.
Ideal for him. As he just lines up now. Nice, and look onto the grid.
Yeah, you can see drivers like Indian just revving out the rears. Nice to see a driver that understands that you can go through the cars on the start. I see so many people awkwardly trying to pass around them, but they all get to the grid pretty nicely. A couple DQs, but I think we're about to go, and we are. Let's get this off just so we can see everything going on. Camera angle's a bit crap, I've got to be honest. I'm going to go to the onboards. Equal to, oh, I say equal. Williams is absolutely pushing through, but he's boxed in, and he's going to try and push to the inside. He can't do it. Oh my!
Oh, wow, is Digweed gone deep there?
Yeah.
Polishman takes the lead, but he's had to cut the corner. Yeah, Digweed propelled himself into Polishman. He must have wind damage now as well, as Iconex gets out safely in the lead. No DNS as of yet. Seeing Wild Dog and Jay Hart now, the FRL boys, fall down to the back here. But yeah, two guys have penalties. Of course, Polishman and Digweed had to cut that corner after Digweed missed his point. And Fandango makes a move on Victor Mean, as Victor is actually in the gravel now, down in P10. And there's a whole cacophony of cars, 5 to 6 cars, all very close.
Someone's absolutely smacked the wall there. I think it was Wild Dog.
No, it's
VSC, instantly.
It's a VSC, yep.
Polishman, I'm sure he'll be able to get that removed. He's not had a lasted advantage by cutting it, and he did cut it because I believe contact with Digweed going extra deep. So no worries there for him.
No, Polishman has a 5-second penalty, which implies that he's going to have to serve that in the pits when he does come in for a stop.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a really big if because this is tier 3. But if there's not a safety car after the fact he saved it, you will be able to get it removed. But I'm not sure if that would be the case.
Yeah, but he's still going to have to. He's going to have to serve it in the pits now because 5 seconds are automatically served. So Digweed has 3 seconds.
Yes, but I believe the rules are if there's no safety car after the fact you saved that you can get it.
Oh yes,
removed.
yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Got a nice viewing so far. 16 people. Hello. Hope you're all having a good evening. I didn't sleep much last night, so I'm trying to make the most of it, but I'm enjoying this so far. Hopefully we can see a bit better racing than what we have, but I'm sure people will get into it. The racing started, we don't really get much warning that the safety car's coming in on the spectator cam anymore. Is there much going on? There's Shug Spams getting overtaken by Ash J there. And Ash J, he's cut the track. He's not had a lasting advantage. He has given many positions back. Respect. Yeah, I think he's really trying not to get a penalty there.
Is everyone through? Maybe he has damage.
Zenon's out.
Zenon's retired, yeah. On a Lesmo. Yeah. Oh wow, he's completely in the middle of the track there. He's cannon back into it. Yeah, that's his tire on. That's Zenon's race. A very short.
Oh, he connected out.
No. What's happened? Is he gone at Ascari? He must have. The pole sitter and Del is such a good start.
He's lost his rear left.
He's got so far down the
Christ.
straight as well. That's a shame. Yeah, he lost it so late.
Wow.
Indian Jesus out in the lead now. A healthy advantage from Polish man. He's got 1 point. Yeah, Digweed is in the pits and he's sped as well, so not carrying himself and glorious Digweed up. He got a rocket at the start. I think he's carrying so much speed that he didn't anticipate that the other cars would be slower in front of him.
Deluxey going for a move on the AlphaTauri. Brakes nice and late, makes the apex. That's a lovely move from him. Very composed, yeah. And he's getting an extra position for his as a reward. Guy Draper takes a bit of a half spin there. Got Chug Spams in the back of Mazzles. It's not the first time he's been behind an Alpine into this corner and gained a position, but I don't think he's going to make it this time.
I think he's sort of down a little bit here, but yeah. Deluxey's had a blinder at the start. I believe he served the quality round, so he didn't set a lap there. He's moved up 10 places. From 5 to 11, they've all moved up a minimum of 6 places today. So a really impressive start as Venom starts the party in anger. But yeah, so great start for Mazzles, Chuds, Victor, Deluxey, Draper and the Ordinal, and Lesty as well, all doing brilliantly. But yeah, behind them is the big fallers, and of course the two DNFers with Connect and Venom. They both had pretty impressive qualifying, especially Connect, so they'll be devastated with the result, and I'm afraid they're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, it's really annoying to crash out of a race that early, but at least he knows he's not gone all the way to get nothing. He's been cut short, so hopefully he can just enjoy the rest of his day now. But
oh, Fandango, did he lose some time there? Well, I saw it.
I'm not too sure.
Stagnant AlphaTauri there. I'm not too sure what happened, honestly.
Was it a 5 for Polish Man, did you say?
Oh wow, Wild Dog's gone again. It was a 5, yeah.
Looking very good for the Williams driver at the moment. Just trying to break into the DRS of Jesus, the last round's winner. Trying to make the double. It's looking good for it so far. Let's have a look at where the hard runners are at the moment. So Mazzles is looking very good. He was P2 in last week's race. He's looking to improve on that if he can do, and it looks like he's got a good chance because he's the highest hard runner, and we know how much time there is to gain when you're pitting onto the mediums and you pit stop rather than pitting onto the hards. But could safety cars get in the way of his plan and really level out the playing field for the medium runners when it gets to the pit phase? We've got a car around, I believe it's Wild Dog. Let's just skip. Oh, it's not. It's Digweed.
Oh no, it's Digweed.
Apologies, Wild Dog there.
Yeah, these two have had a very embarrassing start to the race, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, Digweed's
unless it's a safety car, really, they're like contention. Yeah, Digweed is headed back onto the pit now, but he has lost another 15 seconds, and the gap. Oh, and he's trying to turn well.
Victor Mean taking a lot of ice. How was he? We cursed him.
Wild Dog showing exactly why you couldn't prioritise spending time with women over playing the F1 game.
Oh no. Draper's gone a bit deep there, and he's lost a lot of time for Deluxey causing contact. I expect that would be a report in the pipeline. A lot of people getting a bit closer now. People are pushing along. I tell you what, Polish Man has got brilliant pace at the moment. He did push into the DRS this lap, but his battery is looking sparse. Can't really see the Mercedes.
Yeah, we've got Tranders who's just made a move on reordering. Coming through the Curva Grande there, and yeah, so he goes up into P11. Yeah, Williams gonna have to fight back now. I believe Tranders is indeed on the medium tyre from the start, and he's now looking to make a move on left as well. He doesn't have DRS, and yet kind of previously they're looking to make up some of the ground that he's lost.
Get a nice run though, Lesty.
Yeah,
coming to Parabolica. He's not pushing. Yeah, he does. He's not pushing, but he's got that overspeed. Looks to have a lower downforce setup, because I don't think the slipstream will be that strong on such a short straight. But he is going to have a massive advantage now with DRS. Coming under the billboard into the DRS timing zone. Yeah, absolutely streaks past him. No worry about that. But can he handle the braking zone with that much overspeed? Not the best. Not the best at all.
He saved it. He looked good at the
was that a tap? It did look like a bit of a...
He was tapped, yeah, I heard it. He was tapped and sent around a little bit. It's down at the first gear as well, which isn't
almost contact between the Aston Martin and the Haas.
Ash, is he going to go for it? No,
he's been smacked by his teammate.
It's not his teammate. I think Travis has lost wing. Ash's snaked out, and he's been overtaken by both Tronners and Riordan and Jay now as well. So huge miscommunication between Aston Martins, and Ash goes back down into P14 after a few promising laps there.
Wow. Not looking good in the Aston Martin. Well, it's looking worse. He's out.
Terrible. He's out, and that could be very well be a safety car, and it is.
It's and I'm quite happy because my throat's hurting and I fancy a glass of water. Bloody hell.
That, Josh. I'll take over. But yeah, so the two CRO boys, Indian Jesus and Polish Man, were, yeah, as you said, Polish Man they had very good pace. As Indian Jesus now boxes. Polish Man wants to stay out, maybe looking to serve his 5-second penalty a bit later. And I think now would be a brilliant time to do it because they've got some form of a gap. As he overtakes a safety car, wait a sec. Oh no. Because he's okay, but he did overtake a safety car there.
Well, Polish Man.
Stay behind it. Polish Man, he braked, and that could have been very close to disqualification.
I'm really surprised he hasn't pitted for hards.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to save his penalty because he's got a safety car now, and you know he won't get the time taken off now. There is a safety car, so he probably should have boxed and got it served. But oh well, that's his decision. We'll have to see if it pays up for him in the long run.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if he I don't know. Can he still because he hasn't lost the time yet. Realistically, if anything, he's just made his penalty worse. I don't know if it's
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. Looking good on pace though. I'm sure he'll be able to gap quite a few cars with the penalty, anyways. But it's not going to help when it comes to a tough battle for first place. Now we just got to wait. We got someone on the soft. We got Twig on the softs. Same as Jay Hartnell. Digweed is coming in off his soft, I expect, after his unfortunate start to the race. Jumping on the hards. Is he saving a pen, or have I got the camera glitch? Saving a pen. Alright, he's out. Wild Dog in for the pit for the hards as well. Good to see. Hopefully you can get to the end without any worries there. And pull some points back that he is sacrificed for us for Williams in the last few races. He's together now. Indian Jesus got the tyre advantage on his teammate. Well, and the position advantage just ahead, but those tyres are going to last tremendously better with 6 laps to differ between them. Riordan also on 6 lap old hards. A lot of people deciding to stay out on the hard compound, but it does make sense. You're not going to really want to go on mediums right now. It'll be quite a hard stint to the end. Fandango, Rosa Sky on his debut doing very well. I believe it's his debut unless we got a name change. Don't think we have, but Polish Man also doing well. Very unfortunate for that penalty, not down to his own fruition, but errors from drivers behind. But that is just a byproduct of racing around Monza. So just gonna have a look at the stream while we're waiting for racing to get going. See what's going on in the chat. Still 16 of you in here, so nice to see that. Bailey says flights delayed in Irish bar at Faro Airport. Respect. Pure fun. Bloody hell, there's a lot of chat. Jesus. Evening, gentlemen. Resty evening. Matt says hello. I'm not sure who Matt is, but nice to meet you.
Make a note. Did you mention that Leslie's gone onto the soft tyre?
I did, yes.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting, but if you can make him last, what tyre was he on before? Hards.
He was on hard, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea, you know, honestly, because do you know what? I think that could be really good because if he can gain positions from this soft run, I mean, he's got hard runners that are 7 laps old. He's going to absolutely fly past them if he manages his battery and keeps the tyres to a decent temp. If he can just gain their positions for a few more laps, another safety car comes out, their mediums are going to be fresh.
Haven't stopped at all, so we'll give them a big advantage to get up the grid because we didn't have the best of races. So yeah, smart from Leslie, I think.
Yeah, honestly, that's actually, yeah, thinking about it more deeply, it's not a bad choice.
It's done well. We'll have to see, of course, because it will be another matter. Of course, one thing having the pace, another matter getting through all the cars.
Yeah.
Especially through the gridlock of turn 1 after any sort of restart or standing start. It's pretty mental there, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. But Resty for now looks like he's going to have a big advantage over pretty much everyone in front of him.
Yep, but everyone's got a plan on paper until you get punched in the face, says Mike Tyson. I'm sure that analogy can work here as well. He's got the plan in place, but he has to execute the final product before we can give him any credit for what he's done for, but it is good thinking. So yeah, he's got a lot of hard runners ahead. I'm sure the medium runners will be I think the medium tyres will still be a bit faster than the hards at the moment. It's a lot of. It's not. I don't think Monza's too harsh on the tyres, is it? It's quite a fast track, but it's not.
It's not very bad for it, no.
No, so I think they'll be okay for a good few laps until we'll see a change in pace.
Has gone onto the medium tyres from the hard, so he wants to see if they can make those last. You reckon that's feasible, Joe?
With how long the safety car stayed out, I believe he can, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. Keep an eye on him then. He's down in P15 just ahead of the Wild Dog.
Right, so for the restart, I think we'll keep an eye on the front 5 for turn 1, and then we'll quickly switch to Leslie the Twig and see if he can take advantage. I hope he's not watching the stream still, because that's a lot of pressure to have on him when he's on his own strategy, and going to be the start of the restart. We'll see how he does. It'll be interesting. Let's have a look at the chat again, because we got interrupted talking about Leslie's strategy. We got I just DNF'd on an in-lap FS. Is it Reese Allen Jones? Can I ask who Reese Allen Jones' PSN is?
I'm not sure. I think it. I don't know, honestly.
Hello, Reservoir in the chat.
Lesty says this damage is killing me in the corners. Wing didn't get changed in the pits. Anyway, let's have a look at the safety car.
That's another glitch, because sometimes your wing doesn't get changed at all anymore, even if you've got it set to yes for repair. Right, yeah, Polishman setting the restart. I'll get back to the chat in a minute. Hello, Reserfly. Hello, Chris, also known as Panda. Get back to you in a sec.
Taking it slow. Is he slowly building up for it, or maybe trying to bait it, and now he goes, but he doesn't really go suddenly enough. And
that's not a great start.
Him, yeah. It's not great at all, and Roger's got the ERS on, he's got that slipstream, he's closing in very slowly on the Polish driver, though he may have lifted off a bit there, I'm not too sure. Does he want to go into a move for there? He's lifting off, is he going for a little switchback and try and sweep all the way across that apex?
Oh no, fat dango.
That is a really bad job, and that's
it's an easily mistake made. You're not aware that someone's going to go for a switchback, but you've really got to think about it.
And he's just got in a big collision there, I think that was with Draper and possibly...
Slow Aston Martin coming across the track. Whoa, that was close.
Oh wow. But yeah, Polishman now leads by a second. He's got the mediums, Mazzles behind him on the hards. And Leslie's already up into P10. Commentator's car to get overtaken by Draper, and I'm not sure how.
I think he's just got
that damage.
He's just got a penalty for overtaking the yellow flag, so I'm sure that'll get removed if there is no safety car. Has he got damage, you say?
Leslie, because I don't know if his damage got changed, no?
Oh, he has. Yeah, he's got a broken wing still.
Yeah, he's... No, wow. But that's not at all.
I got hiccups. Leon. Go take him. My driver, sorry, I'm trying to catch my hiccups, man.
Chose gets a bit to me. As their which is about a car length ahead coming into Parabolica, but Victor will have a nice bit of stream on him if he can get a good exit, but his exit is a bit weaker. Chubbs is maybe getting caught up in that dirty air a bit, so but the McLaren has secured that P4 pace.
The overspeed's massive.
It is massive, yeah.
The deployment of battery. Oh wow. God.
210 miles an hour.
Oh, they've both gone deep, I think. Yeah.
They've gone very deep. Victor sort of cuts back a little bit there. Already flat on the throttle, gets the DRS on. Yeah, that was crazy, obviously, there.
Polishman has dropped muzzles like a fly.
Yeah, the tyre difference, I think, at least. Well, it should be ending now, actually. He's just Polishman's just got very good pace, I think. But yeah, the tyre should have swung over to the slightly more competitive tyre by now, I imagine. We'll have to see, though.
On with Deluxe. Closest at the moment. Oh, he's not. Victor Mini is the closest as he just spins and lets some people through. A lot of positions gained there. For everyone a little freebie to keep the mindset running high. Not for Victor Mini though, unfortunately. Fandango 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Oh! We caught that at the right time, or the wrong time for Chuck Spams anyway. Absolute schmack into the green barrier. That, I mean, you have the Wall of Champions, and then you've got the, what would you call that? Because that wall collects so many lives.
It's what's the Wall of I can't say what.
Wall of Failure.
Oh, Polishman.
Oh Christ.
Wall of Knobheads, and Polishman gets himself a 5-second penalty coming into the pits.
He's gonna have to serve one.
He is gonna have to serve one, yeah.
But he's gonna carry it out anyway.
Yeah.
I think that was a very opportunistic dive into the pits there. Didn't have much time to prepare for it or think about what he was doing.
I'm not that convinced, I don't think. Because it's, but I mean, we'll have to see. But there's a fair few cars in front of him who are on the no stop as well. So yeah, I think that just not pitting under the safety car. It's the safety car coming back to bite him.
Fandango and Rosasky, I think that was the opportunity. Because if you go on the hards too late, they're just gonna have less of the advantage. You're not gonna be able to gain that advantage going into the last few laps. But we're back racing now. Has anyone got very close on the restart? Digweed has. He's pushing his hardest. He shouldn't do it here. He should really be waiting for the next start. But it is opportunistic. I don't know if we have DRS or not yet.
We did, yeah, we did, and he got it done.
Lovely move, but he's going to get pushed back on.
Slipstream all the way back down. Indian Jesus looking at him, but he's not using the DRS, so probably going to keep it back. But of course, with that DRS and that potential overspeed, he's speeding away now. So we've got a bit of a straight line advantage on that Mercedes. That down here, we'll have to have a look. Indian Jesus has a little bit of inside curve at Parabolica actually, but he's not using the DRS yet, and I think Digweed might be able to stay in front of him. Meanwhile, stuck in front. Draper has been overtaken by the Luxy, and that looks like move done as Draper is in the braking point. So yeah, Indian Jesus not really pushing much. Digweed with the much faster car in a straight line. So yeah, the Mercedes is going to have to catch up in the slower middle sector if he wants to stay competitive and stay in touch with that Alpine he's flying. And we have this secretary flag.
It's bloody wild dog, isn't it?
And it's FRO on the Ash Warrior again. Come on, mate.
I like it.
I hope this guy's not watching.
Don't retire if you are watching. There's plenty of time to go. Yet you're not lapped. Just get on with it. Anyone can pull points at this point. Yeah.
Wow, Wando is driving. He's just crashed deliberately.
Is he?
I don't know what's happened. I'll have a look. He's sent it very hard into the corner and started
clip that.
the throttle. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. But it's not Toby's fault.
Checking Steward's eye, because even though he is a teammate of myself and Williams, I do not respect anyone causing any sort of hold up for the rest of the drivers for your own gain. I don't think he would have done that. I think he's a bit smarter than that. He's not done that for himself because he's retired.
Well, he
maybe that's an admission of guilt. I don't know.
Car didn't come off. Well, I'll have a look. But I'm just gonna.
Now Fandango takes the dive. So does Mazel's. Oh, there's been a hold up in the pits. I think drive through for Ash G. Oh Christ. It's been a pretty hectic thing. We got. Oh, is that VSC gone already?
Yeah, it's gone.
Wow.
And Deluxe is very close to Rosa as it's a Deluxe's medium strategy. If he keeps it going to the end, he looks like he's in a very good position to do well in this race. Barring,
he does.
Not much strategic mishaps, but yeah, Rosa, of course, a much older medium. He's going to be struggling a lot now. Yeah, Deluxe, the South African man, he's coming in, shoots into that second level very nicely, gets the ERS on, and he's going to try and get this move done before the Ascara chicane. Rosa going as well as he can, staying on that racing line. Deluxe pulls out quite late, it has to be said, but he has got the move done and he's actually a car length in front. Now Rosa's, oh wow, he's brake very late there. And yeah, but he's now got time. Rosa goes wide again.
Polish man on the back of Fandango. Fandango's tyres are going to be a little chilly as he did just come out of the pits. He goes very defensive early on. He knows that the move is going to be on and he's ahead into braking, but very late from the medium runner and gets a lovely move around the outside, I have to admit. Oh, but he's gone slow. That was almost lucky that no one spun out there to the contact. Don't make the move, Fandango. Be patient. Get behind him. And now Fandango's going to be taken on the straight inevitably because he's been too impatient around Parabolica.
Yeah.
Well, is he? Because Polishman's had a bit of a moment just tapping Fandango as he was going a bit slow around the apex.
Yeah.
Fandango's got very lucky there. Yeah. Digweed on the back of Draper now going into the Lesmos. He'll be looking for a move. Say again?
I was going to say, what a race Draper's had. He's up in P3 after a pretty embarrassing qualifying in this perspective, and also getting caught up in a little half spin earlier as well. He's doing very well as the current veteran, but he has got to deal with the Digweed. He's got to wrap the car in a straight line, and also Indian Jesus behind him. He's got the train. Indian Jesus struggling a little bit though, slightly further apart, by about 6 steps further apart from Digweed, and Digweed is Draper. As Digweed's basically tailgating Draper through that Ascara chicane. Now he's getting his DRS on at full TSD rating. Draper has a tiny bit more to play with, but I have to say not too much, whereas Indian Jesus is stuck in a half full battery. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch develop as Digweed is in that slipstream of Draper. He's got the ERS on him, though won't be providing him too much additional support. He's not quite ahead of him, so we're going to have to see him go down the inside into the corner. Draper breaks a little bit late, but he goes in very deep again. Digweed has not turned his ERS off. Draper has to go across the track, and he's got a 5-second penalty for calling that. That is a disaster. Again from Digweed, he's done the same thing twice, outbroke himself, having too much overspeed, of course with these very low winds, as Indian Jesus now drifts through into P4, and yeah, Digweed has got egg on his face again here really, it's not good at all.
It's not
from the Alpine man.
Not been the most honourable races for him. It is a tricky one, I have to give credit to the drivers. I could easily sit here and talk about how easily it's done being in one of the higher tiers, but it is a tricky corner. It's hard to get the car around. As soon as you get into braking on the inside, if you take that curve a little bit too awkwardly, you can really swing up the outside. We've had incidents with the highest level of drivers in Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in real life, so it can happen. Hopefully that LP can make up for it and get on with his race now and try and keep all that behind him. But you really have to take care into the chicanes on the inside. You have to brake a lot more, turn in a bit later, because if you turn in a bit early, you're going to take too straight of a line over the curve. And unfortunately, that was what happened for Draper, and he's faced the consequences for something not of his fault. He did look like he was going deep, but I think he was going to make the corner, leaving enough room for the Alpine. But Digweed getting overtaken now by Indian Jesus. Indian Jesus on a charge. Same lap old hards as his competitors behind him. He's got a medium runner ahead of him on 16 laps, which is very detrimental for the Red Bull of Ecos Rosa Sky. They're not going to last for too much longer. We've got another 10 laps of the race left. Deluxey is in pole position for the bookies, as his tyres are looking alright, and I think the chances of him winning this are very high if he can keep his head down and the tyres intact. Looking good for him. Let's see how Fandango's doing, because he is on the younger tyres, same as Mazel's after they pitted under the second concurrent VSC after the first one with Wild Dog crashing into Parabolica. They're looking alright. They've got quite the gap to the leader. We'll take a look at that for you so you can get it in data and not just in my commentary. 21 and 25 seconds away. So it is in range of a pit stop from Rosa Sky, but the rest of the guys ahead are looking to go to the end, so that is pure time that they're going to have to gain on the compound. It can be done, but at the moment all the tyres ahead are looking pretty a-okay. I think it will be quite a hard charge in 10 laps, so don't think the car situations have benefited these two at all. I think maybe if they bit the bullet a bit earlier and got in, they would have been alright, but they've left it a bit late there. Digweed goes ahead of Indian Jesus, just switching around now on the main straight, giving each other a bit of a slingshot, trying to catch the ones ahead. But it's just going to be hard. They've got the older tyres of Rosa Sky ahead, so they will eventually catch up to him in a few laps. But I think Deluxey is looking okay. He's not got anyone in his DRS range. He's hovering on his own pretty well. And yeah, I think apart from that, let's get the delta back to interval for you all, so you can see where the action's happening. But at the moment, the lowest delta between two drivers is Indian Jesus and Digweed, while everyone else is evening out at a free 2-second gap. Very spaced out across the grid.
It was probably sounds like the fastest lap in anger as well. The 13th and what looked like a very good result for him. What could have been a very good result for him. He had an excellent race pace, but yeah, he's now languishing down into 13th. Indian Jesus and Digweed again, the only two cars within a second, as you mentioned, Josh. And Indian Jesus is also running very strong, and that's Rosa. That is Rosa, and he's gone round completely there. His tyres, the age of his tyres playing a big factor in that, I can imagine, and he's going to come into the pits now and presumably go on the hards. I mean, I can't imagine the sauce making it for 10 laps now, or do you reckon they could?
I think you could push him around. He's got. He'll have a cool starting lap, and I think you'll be able to just edge him round. They'll be rough at the end, but I think it's better than. I think the time you'll lose at the end will be better than the time you'll lose across the 10 laps.
The overall time lost with the hards, yeah. So he's now coming out in P10 with Ash about to overtake him, and possibly Victor Mean as well, who joins that languishing pack. We've all had various instances of the race currently. Polish man and Lasty right there now. He's level with Victor, but Victor seems to just about get ahead of him. I imagine Bros will be able to get him back quite quickly with the extra pace that those tyres will provide him. But the Luxy out there in front now, 6.5 seconds.
Oh, Lesty's spun it.
Strong. Oh no.
Oh, he's got back onto the track. All his teammates come around.
Could have been a disaster. But unfortunately, those things on.
Unfortunately, but it's not going to be. It's not going to fill you full of confidence when you're coming around the bends of Ascari when you see a car up ahead, not sure whether he's gutted or not. And as you said, you predicted correctly, Rosa Sky gets very easily past Victor Mean there going into the first Lesmo. Okay, so I think the gaps are all evening out now. Indian Jesus and Digweed still battling a bit. We can't see. Well, I'll tell you what, we will get the telemetry on for you as we can see Indian Jesus' battery. Well, because of my camera angle, we can't see it on the steering wheel where we can with Digweed. So to make it fair, we'll have 30% on Indian Jesus' battery to a merely tenth of what Indian Jesus has. I had to make sure I was right there because I was about to say a different answer and I would have looked right stupid, but I think we're okay. Digweed, he's still, I mean, he's got the pace because if he's derating the whole lap and he's holding the same pace as Indian Jesus, he is looking superior on pure track pace at the moment. Although Indian Jesus might just be playing it smart, keeping his battery, waiting for a later lap to go for him, because I don't think he'll have Deluxy in his sights. Realistically, it can happen, but I don't think that'll be the end goal of this race. I'm pretty sure it's damage limitation and just go for Digweed at the moment and settle for the P2.
Yeah, Digweed's got a 3-second penalty from the start as well, and I can imagine he might get a report from at least Draper, the one who piled into him, and also I think he piled into might have been Polish man off the start. So yeah, it's been pretty. Digweed's been strong everywhere on the track apart from turn 1 and 2. Here we go. Reorder the car from the session. Indian Jesus is going to try and make a move on Digweed.
I think this might pull out a safety car.
Now. It's been quite a while though, until there was a retirement. I think we're okay. Yeah, Indian Jesus gets a move on Digweed, but Digweed switches back. He gets the ERS on, and the superior straight line speed on the Alpine is even very close to Indian Jesus. Indian Jesus.
I said, didn't I?
Lifts, actually, yeah.
Yeah, very late call.
Yeah.
Indian Jesus is going to be fuming with that because he definitely was going to pull ahead with the battery there.
Yeah, yeah, the end.
He just activated it as we switched to him.
Well, it's frustrating, but yeah, late safety car, late drama here in Italy.
It's going to be a bloody 5-lap dash, my god.
It's going to be a massive dash. We're going to have to see. I think you're shooting everyone will put the stuffs on, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. A lot of people will. It's quite a short track, so a lot of people would have. Lesty's got to drive through. He's a second a day. Keep on your Delta, boys. You got to do it. Just sacrifice a bit of pace. You're already a bit far back. You don't need to push in the safety car, but that is unlucky for him. Hopefully, well, I don't think he's going to have time to make anything back. I expect a retirement in the pits pretty soon. Let's have a look at the chat now. We can actually get back to it. This damage is killing me in the corner, says Lesty. Wing didn't get changed to the pits as we did recall. Change to yes, auto doesn't always change it, says Panda. But to be fair, in a league race we did yesterday, I'm sure I'll be fine saying this league race.
Sorry mate, just going to interrupt you here, if you can get back to the screen. So Indian Jesus says Digweed's got another 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. The gaps are looking really strange. So yeah, I'm a bit confused here because it looked like Indian Jesus sped through to get into the pits where staying out on those hards. So yeah, I'm quite curious to see what's happened there because he now has a 5-second penalty, whereas it didn't look like there'd been any movement in the grid. But they might have overtaken a back marker, I'm not too sure.
Right, well, safe to say Digweed's getting absolutely swallowed on the restart when everyone.
Wow, look at that.
You know that picture of the girl on the sofa?
Yeah, this exact thing that.
This is the absolute equivalent in F1 in F1 terms.
That is, we were on the same wavelength because I wasn't going to mention it because of the context of it. So.
Well, I wasn't going to mention the context of who was behind him.
Yeah, just say the girl on the sofa and
The girl on the sofa, that's pretty innocent. We can get away with that.
And, yeah, Digweed in trouble. That's
safe to say. We've got a Haas around. Is that actually spun it? No, that's a dead car from earlier. Never mind. I know, maybe Leslie coming out of the pits, I think, and retiring.
Possibly, yeah. So yeah, this throws up the order a bit now because, as you said, without any sort of issues, it looked like Deluxey was dead set for the win here. But now everyone's on the soft. So they've got Rozzo who's behind them on 3 laps, which I imagine will make some.
Oh!
Completely gone, but oh, what's happened?
Deluxey, I looked up from my phone and saw Deluxey in the grass, but I think it was just heating tyres gone wrong.
I think he was just, yeah, I think he might have just had a little stumbling. I don't think he's got damage.
Bloody hell.
He looks alright, but yeah, a bit of a scare for the Haas there. So right. The other two to get around. Hopefully they'll be in by next lap.
Yeah.
Just need to wait for Victor and.
Someone's got a penalty on the safety car.
Oh wow, the first.
Oh, it's been a lot of awkward penalties today.
Disaster for us, yeah.
Right, I'll get back to the chat after we had all the malarkey with the pit stops. Leslie saying when we didn't get changed, and we had Panda saying yes, Auto doesn't always change it. But we saw yesterday in a league that I'm sure I'm not disbarred to mention, HRL Hedges League. We did see that you can actually go into a race, set it to yes, and it might not still fix it, as we had Ariel Mark not get his wing changed after two laps in a row in HRL. Upper Hedge, by the way, we're all thinking of you, mate. I hope you're all good. If you are watching, all the best wishes from myself and Ben, and everyone else in the chat. I'm sure they all think the same as well. Love to you all. Polish man in the lead in capitals and question marks from Nacho. So, not something that he thinks is a usual factor. Normally, maybe an anomaly, but hiccups and dry throat, you're a mess. Yeah, I am a bit, but we're pushing him through it, says Panda. Don't retire. Wild Dog Dragon on speed, asking him to keep pushing. And then the unfortunate vision of him hitting the wall. Wild Dog said he had wing damage, to be fair to him, so real wing damage, and I know how bad that is from Spain. Yes, doesn't always do it. So annoying, Matters Panda talking about the pit stop and wing changing. Digweed chuckles, I'm in danger, says Nacho. Yeah, it's going to be strugglesome. Is it going to be in this lap?
The what, sorry?
The safety car, or is it waiting another lap? This is going to be a mad dash.
Be a big 3-lap lap, yeah.
Gio Sheen says Indian Jesus to win here. Hope you're doing well, mate. Probably best that you're not in this race. I think you probably would have been quite. I don't know. We've had good pace here. I think you would have had a few competitors actually, but Bailey's not here to fight you, and you're up into tier 2 as well now. So congratulations to you. Polish man's my mate, so I'm just playing around. Okay, fair enough. Says Nacho, rooting on for his mate. I love to see it. Has he come into serve his penalties, by the way? Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he did. He served it under the SC. I think, yeah, and I think he served it again, another one. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get rid of them, so he's still cheating with that there.
Victor, I tell you what, Victor Mean, if he can pull the pace up, he will catch up for the restart. If he can pull his pace through the last 4 or 5 laps of the race, he's looking really good, because those 2 laps and 3 laps on the tyres ahead are massive, even though they may look minimal in numbers. Across lap times, they can be so detrimental to the last few laps, and he could end up gaining a few positions from that. But Digweed is in big danger, and if I'm doing a... Oh god, you lagged then. Thought he just drove into a bloody wall, but he didn't. But if I am interviewing Digweed at the end of this race, I will eat my hat. I don't have one on at the moment, but I'll find one. So I don't think it will happen, but if he can, I mean, it'd be spectacular. It's coming in this lap. Do you want to go for the restart? I need a bloody drink of water, man.
Alright, well, I'll take hold of it for now, as the Deluxey is waiting behind him to try and pounce as soon as he can. So Digley on those 17-lap-old tyres is going to be a big struggle for him. I can imagine even getting going if he hasn't been able to get too much heat into them, and he touches the grass again, which won't help him too much with stability. You see when he goes Digley, he's sort of tripping through parabolic and out, upshifting. He's just with the throttle, taking it very close to the line, and he's not gone yet, and he's gone. And he's got a little bit of a pull away, but the grip of the stuff quickly comes into account. Although it does look like he's got a bit of a jump for the first corner, and Indian Jesus is getting very close. This is Rosa's sky, Deluxe, Indian Jesus, and Rosa. It's very close as Rosa lifts off at the first corner again. Hopefully he doesn't get piled into this time, but Indian Jesus tries to stick it on the inside of Deluxe, but he did stay ahead, and that actually caused a very awkward apex for him as Rosa's sky moves up into the podium positions on those slightly older soft tyres. But Digley's still in front after the first sequence of corners here, so not looking too bad for him, although Deluxe is catching as we speak, getting very close to him on that braking point. Through the two apexes, although Digley again gets a decent exit, so it's not looking too impossible for him to stay in a somewhat decent position, but yeah, Deluxe is still...
Oh no.
Very close. Oh wow, that's a big incident.
Leon and Victor Mean having a collision there. No safety cars are going to be called out anymore. We're past that period. Deluxey still behind, like you said. In the background in turn 1, when we was following the leaders, we did see Jay Hartnell getting spun. He was on the inside of the second apex of the first chicane, wondering whether he was tapped there, and Draper's off. Draper's had a spin. Unfortunately, him, he's doing so well in the race compared to his quali performance, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good, Brev.
Brev, yeah.
Brev.
Deluxe is getting so close now. He's not even got DRS, but the ERS is on. He's looking on that inside. Digley again, we've always said he's had such excellent straight line speed this race, but I think the grip of the soft is going to take Deluxey into, you can brake very late, just about stays it on, keep it on track, and Digley caps him in the back. And now Rosa Sky getting very close. That move did compromise the Alpine's line a bit, and Rosa's going to look to maybe have a go. I think he will stick back for now, but the hards aren't quite as slow as I thought they'd do. Yeah, Digley holding his own very much, but it looks like it's only going to be a matter of time. If he, well, it depends if he really gets DRS on a straight, he'll get absolutely eaten if he doesn't.
Yep, he did well in turn 1. He learned from his mistakes with his braking. He was on the outside this time. Similar to how he was in lap 1, he didn't make the same mistake twice. So respect to Digley for that. Learning as you go along, which is what these races are all about, really. Draper, yeah, unfortunate to see him spin. Leon spinning with Victor Mean. Don't know if that is a Rosa Sky spun or another spinner. This is a villainous track for the drivers today.
It's and Rosa, yeah, he's gone. So Red Bull 8-9 now, not what they could have done. Half the grid is just under half the grid is has failed. Finishing Digley's gone, he's spun on those hard tyres, pushing too hard, and he's gone all the way back, and it's an absolute disaster for him. All the cars now have DRS as well, I believe. Oh no, do any of them have DRS? No, none of them do.
No,
it has been enabled, of course, yeah, I miscalculated it. So, yeah, no real big movements here. Yeah, the top 5 look like they're staying stagnant.
I'm laughing in the chat because Matt has just commented, put the hat away. Matt, could I'm not too sure who you are in the sim racing world. If you could just let me know who you are, unless you are just a casual spectator. That is just called Matt. Just Matt.
Yes. He is actually just Matt. Put the hat away. It's Hobbsy. Okay, I thought.
Oh, it's Hobbsy. Hello, Hobbsy. Do you know who Reese is, by the way? Reese Allen Jones.
This is Plus we've got, I think is it Digley? I think it is Digley.
No, I don't think that's Digley. I've seen pictures of Digley.
I don't know who else it would be.
Sure. Reese, mate, if you're still watching, let's have a know what your online alias is.
It might be Victor. Oh, it might be Victor Mean actually.
Oh, is it?
He said class rejoin, and I know Leon got a penalty, and Ash has crashed on the last lap. I do not believe it. Ash has sent it round in the Aston Martin from P5, lost all of his wings. Rosa powers through, up ahead. It looks like it's going to be Deluxey, and it is. He keeps it on track through Parabolica, and a brilliant drive from him coming all the way up, and he wins from P18 on the grid. It's Deluxey who wins the Italian Grand Prix. Indian Jesus just behind him, not moving from his original grid position. It's Mazel who rounds out the podium, and I believe he moves into the lead of the championship here.
Yep, you might be doing so. Gioshin's points won't be tallied up on the board as he was a reserve. Points do still count to his constructors, but they were not in contention for the drivers until he was awarded a full-time seat, which he hasn't been. He's been moved up to Tier 2. So Mazel's taking a good amount of points today after his P2 finish. And also, Indian Jesus taking P2 after P1 last week, so he'll be in contention at the top as well also. But main man of today is Deluxey. He's the one who comes out on top, sitting on that third pedestal on the lovely Monza podium in the nice hat overalls there. That is some glossy hat. I think if I had to eat that one for Digweed winning, it would have taken me a long time. But
yeah.
very good from him. If you want to get people in the party, well, I just have a look at this.
I'm going to have to head off, mate, unfortunately. But,
Alright,
it's
cool.
been a pleasure, and I don't think I can come next week because I have 2 exams the next day.
No worries.
But, I will be back from then onwards anyway.
Right, I will get them in the party. You have to give me a sec, guys, while I sort this out. Right, see you in a bit, mate.
See you later, Paul.
Right, there's the finishing standings for you guys. Right. If some of you are still in the chat, could you give me a hand and type Deluxey, Indian Jesus and Mazel's PSN in the thing if possible, just to make my life a bit easier, not having to go out of the menus to find their names. But I think I've got Deluxey on tap. DERL. Right. There we go. There's Deluxey. That's the first one in. For the drivers, if you're hearing this, and I'm inviting you to the comms, we're not going to do a large amount of questioning, just a few quick ones, just to give you a lot of the credit you deserve. How on earth do I invite someone again? Leave group, delete group, no. Add players, there we go. Deluxey, CRL, Indian Jesus. Indian Jesus. There we go. That's the next one. And who's the third? Mazel's, yeah. Thank you very much. There we go. They're all in. We'll see if anyone joins. To be fair, none of them said that they're willing to do an interview, so not too sure if they will or not, but we'll give it a few seconds. Right, there we go. There's one. How you doing, mate? Let him get his mic in. You there, mate? This is why not retiring can be worth it. You maybe have a hard race. That was not easy to drive around last with nothing happening, but you would still be P10 and get points because you stick around. It says Dragon on speed in the chat. Also gives me the names of the drivers, so thank you very much for that. I think I just heard a mic click from our P3 today, Mazel's.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. How you doing?
Am I on the stream as well? I'm not sure if I'm set up correctly.
I'm not too sure, but if you're not, I'll just briefly relay what you answer with. But how was the race for you?
Sorry, it's a great race. Very surprising. I thought I'd lost it when the safety car came out, and I wasn't sure if everyone up front of me had already pitted or did again in the last few laps. So I was just catching them on mediums, but yeah, very happy with P3.
Yeah, it was quite a hectic one. Did you manage to stay out of the penalties, I believe, right? I don't think you really had any throughout the race.
No, I was careful in the beginning. I thought I better just stay out of that turn one, but I still managed to get up a few places because everyone seemed to rush into each other. But yeah, so quite happy with that. Just running my own race, but there were some really fast drivers there. I had Fandango at one point, constantly just disappearing or right on my tail, even though he was on hard. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, it was very close to it is quite short tracks to the deltas where everyone was always quite near each other. The gaps are already cut short around a short track like that. But well done, mate. You got P2 last week and then a P3 today. So good run of form, and I'll see you for next week hopefully.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good night.
Cheers, mate. You too. Is that Indian Jesus who just joined as well? The P2 today. How you doing, mate? How was the race for you?
This was a very confusing race for me.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah, I think I got punted after the safety car restart, the first one,
Yeah.
which was very unfortunate because I think I was in the best position on new hard tires, having had my pit stop done, and I was, P7, P6, I think, or P8, somewhere in the middle, and yeah, then just got punted to the back of the grid again. I just had to fight my way back.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's been a decent race for you. So after Gioshin getting pumped up and Bailey being absent, I'm sure you've gained a lot of points in the standings. I haven't got them on me right now, so I can't go through them. But you and Mazzles are looking to have quite a good charge for the first few races.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm obviously happy, picking up good points. I wish I had won this race, but on the other hand, Luxy had amazing pace, starting where he started, pitting at the right time. He did a very good job, and yeah, happy to be on the podium.
Yeah, well done, mate. Hopefully, well, you and Mazzles taking the podium now in 2 races consecutively. Was you? I don't think you was on the podium the race prior to Brazil, was you?
No, it was Spain, I think. I got some
Yeah.
terminal damage there on the rear wing, and there was nothing I could do there.
Okay, mate. Well, looking forward to see you next week for the commentary of the next race. Don't think our leader today is going to be joining the party, so I think we'll end it up there. So thank you everyone for watching. Cheers for keeping us entertained in the chat, and we'll see you for next week. Many peace. Chat.